All right, welcome to The Explainer. Think of today as a deep dive revision session on the Apple AirPods Pro 3. We're going to skip past all of the glowing surface level reviews and get right to what actually matters, the stuff that drives people crazy and the hidden perks you have to know about before you even think about buying these. So, what are the reviewers still missing? Months after a big launch, the initial hype dies down and the real-world, day-to-day experience starts to show itself. That's what we're digging into, the little things, the big issues that actually affect you, the stuff you won't find in a typical unboxing. Okay, let's get into it. So here's our lesson plan. First, we'll look at what Apple was even trying to do with these things. Then we'll cover the absolute basics, fit and sound. From there, we'll uncover a sneaky flaw in the noise cancellation, check out the cool smart features you only get with Apple, and then get real with the deal breakers. We'll wrap it all up with a final verdict and a quick pop quiz to see what you've learned. Okay, let's kick things off with Module 1, the ambition. To really get the AirPods Pro 3, you have to get inside Apple's head a little bit. You see, these are not just another pair of earbuds, and that is absolutely key to understanding both their biggest wins and their most frustrating fails. This quote right here, it just nails it. Apple isn't just making a thing to listen to music on. Nope, they're trying to build this all-in-one gadget that weaves itself into every part of your day. It's a crazy bold ambition, and honestly, for the most part, it kind of works. And when you look at this, you really start to see that vision. Because they're aiming so high, it's a huge mistake to think of them as just headphones. They're designed for that person who's on a work call one minute, tracking a run the next, and then needs to silence the world on a long flight. And that leads us to a really common mistake. A lot of people look at the price and features and think, whoa, that's way too much for just listening to a podcast. But if you are that person who needs them for your job, your workout, and your travel, well, all of a sudden that high price tag starts to make a whole lot more sense. It's all about knowing who they were built for. Okay, quick recap for Module 1. The bottom line is this. The AirPods Pro 3 are Apple's attempt at a Swiss Army knife for your ears, an all-in-one device for someone who's constantly multitasking, not just someone listening to tunes. All right, so we know what Apple was trying to do. Now let's jump into Module 2 and see how they did on the absolute fundamentals, fit, comfort, and sound. Because let's be honest, all the bells and whistles in the world don't matter if they feel terrible or sound awful, right? Now, I really want to hammer this point home. Fit is everything. It's great that Apple gives you 5 different ear tip sizes now, but here is the critical lesson. If you don't get a perfect seal, every single one of the main features just falls apart. Look at the slide. A good fit gets you that amazing noise cancellation and rich sound. A bad fit? You get weak, tinny audio, the sensors cut out, and the noise cancellation barely works. And this isn't some rare thing. We're talking about a significant chunk of people, somewhere between 15 and 22%, who say the earbuds just slip out. This happens a lot if you're working out and sweating, or even if you just have slightly oily skin. And when that happens, all those pro features you paid for just stop. So let's talk about the sound itself. The clarity is amazing. Voices, like in podcasts or on phone calls, are just crystal clear. But the sound signature is what audio nerds call bright and analytical. It's not warm. So the common mistake is thinking this is perfect for all kinds of music. If you're a hip-hop fan or you love electronic music, you're probably going to feel like the bass is a little weak and the whole thing sounds a bit clinical, especially compared to some of the competition. So to wrap up this section, the fit is better for most, but it can be a total deal breaker for a surprising number of people. And the sound? It's tailored perfectly for voices, but it's definitely not going to be every music lover's dream. Okay, on to Module 3. We're getting into the headline feature now, active noise cancellation, or ANC. It's one of the main reasons people shell out the big bucks for these. But there's a pretty big problem that a lot of reviews just kind of gloss over. First, just a super quick definition so we're all on the same page. ANC is basically magic. The earbuds listen to the noise around you, like a fan or an engine, and then they create the exact opposite sound wave to just erase it. Poof, you get your own little bubble of silence. But, and this is a big but, here's the flaw. A lot of people have noticed that when ANC is on but you're not playing any music, the AirPods can make their own noise. A little static, a hiss. Some people say it sounds like the ocean. And this happens even in a totally quiet room. So if you bought these for pure silence, stealthy focus, this can be incredibly distracting. And what's worse? Software updates haven't fixed it, and even getting a replacement pair often gives you the exact same issue. So the quick recap on noise cancellation is this. The ANC is fantastic at blocking noise from the outside world, but it has this nasty habit of creating its own little annoying hiss when you just want pure quiet, which kind of defeats the purpose for some people. So we've covered the basics and a major flaw. Now for the fun stuff in Module 4. Let's talk about the Apple Magic, those exclusive smart features that really do set these apart and, well, make it so hard to ever leave the Apple ecosystem. First up, the heart rate sensor that's built right in, and honestly, it's way more accurate than I thought it would be. On a steady jog, it's right there with a dedicated chest strap. Now, the common mistake is to rely on it for some crazy high-intensity workout, because if they get sweaty and slip, the readings can get a little wonky. But for most people, it's fantastic. You get useful health data without having to wear another gadget. Okay, this next feature feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. Live translation. You literally speak, and your iPhone translates what you're saying in almost real time for someone else. It is wild. But, and here's the classic Apple catch, it only works if you have a newer iPhone with Apple Intelligence. If you've got an older iPhone or, God forbid, an Android phone, this feature is totally useless to you. And finally, there's hearing aid mode. This feature doesn't get enough attention, but it is so important. It basically uses the microphones to amplify the world around you, acting like a booster for your hearing. Now, it's not a medical-grade device, let's be clear. But for someone with mild hearing loss who just struggles a bit in a noisy restaurant, this can be an absolute game changer. So let's recap these smart features. They are innovative, they're futuristic, and they are awesome. But they are most effective, and in some cases they only work, if you are fully bought into the Apple ecosystem. It's kind of a golden key. All right, time to get real. Let's move to Module 5. This is where we talk about the deal breakers, the honest-to-goodness cons. These are the things that could, and for some people probably should, make you say, you know what, nope, not for me. Let's just run down the list. That ANC hiss we talked about? Check. The fit problems that can make the other features useless? Check. And this one is a big one. If you're an Android user, you're paying full price for half a product. Just don't do it. Then there's no high-res audio support, which for this price is kind of nuts. And finally, if one of these tiny things breaks, good luck getting it fixed. You're basically just buying a new one. These are not small complaints. They affect people every single day. So our quick recap for this section is really more of a warning label. Before you even think about buying, you have to seriously consider these big cons, from the audio flaws and fit problems to the fact that you're getting locked into Apple's world. And that brings us to our final module, number 6, the verdict and final revision. We're gonna wrap this all up, figure out who should actually buy these things, and then hit you with a quick quiz to make sure it all sunk in. Okay, let's break it all down. It's pretty simple. Who should buy these? If you live and breathe Apple, you've got the iPhone, the iPad, the whole 9 yards, and you love how all that stuff works together, these are probably for you. Same goes if you travel a lot or want that health tracking. But who should wait? Well, if you're an Android user, it's a hard pass. If you're a serious audiophile needing high-res sound, look somewhere else. And if your ears are sensitive to that hiss or you've had earbuds fall out before, you should definitely think twice. So, here's the final verdict. For someone who is deep in the Apple ecosystem, the AirPods Pro 3 are, despite all their flaws, probably the best overall earbuds you can buy. They are incredibly ambitious, but they are far, far from perfect. The real decision is whether you think the amazing features are worth putting up with the very real, and for some people, deal-breaking flaws. All right, class, that's the end of the lesson. Now it's time for a little pop quiz. Let's see what you remember from our session today. First question, what is the #1 complaint that audiophiles have about the sound quality? I'll give you a second. Got it? The answer is that the sound is too bright and analytical, and it's missing that warm, punchy bass. Question number 2, we mentioned that a lot of people have issues with the fit. What was that percentage range? Question number 2. We mentioned that a lot of people have issues with the fit. What was that percentage range?
The correct answer is a pretty big number, 15 to 22%.
Okay, on to number 3. What is that hidden flaw with the active noise cancellation, especially when you're not playing any music? Yep, you got it. It's that annoying static or hiss that some people hear in quiet rooms. Question 4. For that super futuristic live translation feature to work, what is the one thing you absolutely must have? The big one is an iPhone that has Apple Intelligence. Without that, it's just a regular earbud. And our last question, based on everything we've talked about, who should absolutely positively not buy the AirPods Pro 3? The clearest answer is Android users. You're paying a premium for a product that's just not made for you. And that's our quiz. I really hope this deep dive helps you make a smart decision. The ultimate question isn't just, are they good, but are they the right choice for you?